So I got myself a new toy. So some of you guys, this may be the first video you guys have seen from me. Some of you, this might be something you stumbled upon from my other channel. But I recently got myself this bad boy. And the video that might have brought you here was me fixing this piece right here. So this machine is, you can see, QK18 RX S-C from AGT Industrial. And it's just a 1-ton mini excavator. I bought it at auction. It's got pilot controls. Did shut this thing off, right? It's got a blade for kind of just flattening out some earth, spreading out gravel or dirt. I actually have the quick connect on here, which I'll do a little bit of a video on at some point. And I got the hydraulic thumb, a little quirky, a little bit bent, with a diverter valve. And that's pretty much, it has an AC. It does. It doesn't work that good, but it does have one. And of course you can kind of see the edge of my exhaust tip over here, maybe in the edge of the video. That's what we're gonna talk about. How I came to that solution because of how crazy this thing is. Anyway, let's get into it. All right, so let's take a look in here. So the biggest glaring issue, So the biggest glaring issue in here, if I can zoom in, whoa, my bad. So right here, this exhaust tip is actually, I don't know if I'll be able to show it very well or not. It's completely not connected at all. Like zilch, nada. You should be able to see my fingers. Look at that. That is unacceptable. So I don't even know what really the point of this exhaust tip is at all on this machine. Because this exhaust tip basically does nothing except cause more issues, because at least if it didn't have this flange, this flange right here, whoop, my gimbal's being a little weird, sorry. Just trying to be smarter than me. Okay, this flange right here, this is a 1-inch pipe. This has got, the exit hole on this is actually like 1.6 inches OD, and the ID of this is 1 inch. So basically, a good chunk, like, half an inch of the diameter is actually hitting against the back of this, of any output flow, and just basically bouncing up and down. And it's getting trapped in this cabin behind this cover, which defeats the entire point of this exhaust tip. If I really wanted to go through and do experimenting of like the least worst option, I would just take this tip off and see what happens. But I'm pretty sure it would improve slightly, but we're gonna just fix this right, okay? Or at least right with the least amount of funds and everything possible. So yeah, that's what this video is actually about. I'm going to spend some time and rig something up a little bit more permanent for this. We'll see what happens here. So I bought a few things to maybe make this a little less horrible. Let's go ahead and take this crap off. So I already took off 2 screws. I don't know if it was obvious, but 2 of the screws are already missing for a good reason. I had already taken this off for exploration purposes, but I wanted to put it back on so you can actually see how it looked like when it came. It just had another screw here and another one over here. Okay. So the fun part about all of this is this inner section is actually bigger diameter than the outer section. And of course, the seam of the seam is bigger still. So I'm gonna have to, so what I'm gonna try to do, this is gonna be a try, is I'm gonna try to put this sucker on here. I'm gonna flange it I got one of those expanders, one of those exhaust pipe expanders. I'm gonna expand it enough just to slip over it. I'm gonna put some heat, some exhaust doctor tape around it, and then a pipe clamp. And then I actually have a exhaust extension that maybe when we're done, I'll be able to cut this to a reasonable size. So at least it comes out maybe 1 inch or so, depending on what the swing is. And I might be able to bend it a little bit but we will see. But at least something to, so we have flow going out. So yeah, that's what, so I bought this to go on here, you know, right here, but I am gonna have to flange it out a little bit. So that's why I purchased this. And then I'm gonna have to put this on here and flange it out a little bit. This end will probably end up using this tiger patch kind of stuff just to maybe give me a little bit better seal. And then I have a couple of clamps, exhaust clamps, to try to hold it in place when it's all done. So we'll see. Well, it looks like Excavator toolbox to the rescue. I didn't actually have this wrench in here. I guess it's a 17 millimeter. I didn't even think to check. We'll see if that helps. I still need something to hold it on to, though. Still need something to... It does have this through hole I can maybe get creative with. At least here I'm not fighting against the clamping force and my own hand. See what that does. I went a lot further. Oh, pretty damn close. I think it may be. All right, a hair's breadth more probably. So we're gonna go and take off this exhaust shield. All right, looks like the bolt is welded on, so it should come off fairly easily. Okay. One more to go in the toolbox. This is why it's part of kids. Okay. Don't do that. It's really the... Yeah, I will definitely be welding something to this in the future to make it a little bit better. Because this is not ideal. What's crazy is it's not even it's probably not that much of an expensive thing to add. And I mean, they went through the effort of putting an air conditioner on this unit. Granted, the alternator can't run it, or the charging circuit that they got set up can't run the amperage, so I guess. But it's such a weird thing to cut corners on the exhaust because it's literally unusable right now. I bought this thing, I powered it up, runs amazing. It runs fantastic, better than amazing. But a little less than amazing is that I would die if I left the cab door open and with it for a few hours, and ran it for a few hours. Probably not even hours, minutes. I don't know how long it takes to asphyxiate from carbon monoxide. But yeah, long enough, right? Such a weird thing to choose to do because, again, other than that, the machine has some corners cut, of course, but it's functional, right? Okay. So I think I need to go a little, just a hair bit wider anyway. Just a hair. Okay. I think I'm also going to put some effort. I'm going to put something here like that I can remove when I want to put gas, but otherwise it'll have like a foam or something to kind of seal this off. There's other leakage points and everything, but that keeps the vast majority from coming upward. I don't even know why. I mean, you could even just have like a metal, like a aluminum shield of sorts. I have a little piece of foam that sits here, but there's the gas tank, right? Right there, that is the gas tank and the motor. So I put this thing in here to kind of separate a little bit. That's a temporary solution. And that made it a little bit more usable while I was working on the exhaust. But that is not a long-term, way of solving this. Long-term gas tank is either getting relocated or I'm going to have some sort of alternate filling mechanism where it has like a tube and a cap that goes elsewhere, depending, because this is not ideal. Not at all. Again, this machine is a product of its price, right? The only reason this machine exists is because it hits this price point. And the only reason it can hit this price point is the way they cut corners. Man, it's so close to slipping over, but I think it's those two edges are gonna be I think that's where I'm gonna go next. So, don't know how good my focus is. So I made a part. I kind of did something hacky with a jigsaw. Took a jigsaw, cut it on both ends, and then I flared it out with my channel locks. That's some redneck engineering if I've ever seen it. Get that door out of the way. This pretty much fits right on there. I'm gonna have to flare it probably a little bit more with that tool, if it even works now that I'm. But it's pretty close. Almost, a little bit more. Thinking that it'll slide right on. You can see this is the exhaust tip on here. After it's been installed, it's not perfect or anything like that, but it does work. You see it moves a little bit. I have a tightening screw in here. But I guess that just is about it. I slipped on the exhaust tip through the exhaust cage, and I put the clamp on that side, and I basically just slid it over and ran the clamp until it was tight. It loosens up once in a while, but I don't have a welder on hand, so I think this was decent enough. I hope to make another video when I have a more permanent solution in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.